God damn, I have got to start making these small. It's taken forever to even get to the second video. So let's do this, right? Okay, so like when we left off, I think I was going to talk about Robbie and how much I can't stand him. But to be honest, I've completely and totally lost my train of thought because it's been at least 30, if not longer, closer to 40 minutes since I ended that video because the first video failed on its first attempt at upload because, God forbid, right? So I think I was also wanted to talk, though, about, first, before we talk about that, we have to talk about Luke's one-on-one day, right? Yeah, I haven't talked about that. Okay, so, like, the problem with this is that, I don't know, should I get into this? I'm gonna get actually into this later, because Luke's date with JoJo was pretty, like, it pissed me off, but for reasons that are, like, not necessarily related to Luke, but to the whole concept of this show in particular. So let's, like, I'll make a note in my head, like, to explore this later. So, Robbie's horrible. Okay, so, like, Robbie's horrible, and, but more than that, JoJo is just, she makes really bad, like, self-destructive decisions. What I'm gonna say right now are self-destructive decisions. We know that she has a tendency to like bad boys, which is one reason I think that she's keeping Jordan around. Multiple times has she questioned his integrity. Multiple times has she said out loud that she's unsure and that she's nervous about him, but she continues to keep him around. Why? Because she's attracted to him physically, certainly. That's a big part of it. But also I think it's because she has a documented history of liking the bad boy. I think she even kind of has said that when she was with Ben during The Bachelor, that was like the first time she'd ever kind of been with somebody that kind of sweet, almost. So I think that she likes Jordan because of that whole thing, right? But then, like, with Robbie, here's where I know, though, that she's, like, dumb as a box of rocks when it comes to picking somebody to be with. Robbie got out of an almost 4-year relationship 4 months ago. Can we just sit with that for a second? Robbie got out of a relationship that was almost 4 years long 4 months ago. And he is declaring his love for JoJo after, like, 2 dates. And what do I even say to that? And what do I even say to the fact that JoJo gives him the date rose? Doesn't just, like... It's as dumb as a box of rocks to have done that. And I hate it when they make me think of myself and my own bad choices. You know what's really fucking stupid? Dating somebody and then, like, in JoJo's case, thinking that they're gonna get engaged and, you know, or potentially get engaged and get married. Somebody who was in a really serious relationship with someone and only got out of that relationship a few months ago. Guess what, JoJo? You're a rebound. You're a rebound. And you know what? I don't know if you've ever experienced being somebody's rebound, but it fucking sucks. So, maybe give Robbie another look and then reject him. Maybe. So, again, she gets rid of James Taylor, and it's upsetting for me, personally. Actually, because aside from the stupid fucking guitar thing, which I hated, I actually sort of liked James Taylor when it came down to it, and I don't know how I feel about that. His all shucks personality was really fucking annoying, but, like, I also do kind of think he was authentic. But Luke is still the front runner. I still expect Luke to win, I think. It can't be Robbie with his bad footwear and his rebounding, and it can't be Jordan because Jordan's just a shitty person. So it's gotta be Luke. It's obviously not gonna be Chase. Like, again, Chase is paint. He's paste paint. He is paint. The color of paste. But not the fun purple paste. The regular Elmer's paste shit. So let's talk about what's fucked up about this show, shall we? And this is why, so I started labeling these videos A Queer Watches The Bachelorette. Because, you know, I've gone on dates with men, I also had that one really short-lived 5-week relationship back in high school with a boy. But, and maybe this is just like because I'm just so angry in general, and at this point I have 5 panic attacks a day. In terms of stability, this is last year was bad, but at least I was in school. So like, even though I'm still depressed, I'm just able to function without pills now. And the anxiety is still there. It's just I'm able to function without pills. The panic attacks, again, I have like 5 a day, but they're small. Like, I can get through pretty quickly. But that puts me in a whole environment. Puts me in a whole place where I sit around. Also, I'm in a place in my life where I'm very, very much aware of my sexuality, and I'm still kind of dealing with what I think my gender is. And so I'm really critically examining these things, and I'm now in this queer theory class of education and praxis, and we're talking about queer theory, and we went over I did my own research not that long ago. These are things that I'm really engaging with because I want to know myself better. But the problem is that I watch a show like The Bachelorette, and it just fucking angers me. See, these aren't funny. This is not these videos are not funny this week. I'm sorry. I'm too angry at the fucking world. Because when you watch a show like this, you realize how straight people or straight performing people, how fucking easy it is for them, to the fact that they can say really stupid shit like I'm in love with this person after one date and not have it be questioned by an incredibly huge chunk of the viewing audience. Because when we get down to it, The Bachelor has been on for like 20 seasons. Almost. I don't know if it's been... it might even actually be more than 20 seasons at this point. The Bachelorette franchise. And it's in large part because... it's obviously because the ratings are there. Millions of people watch this show. And they are not watching the show ironically. They are not watching this show hate watching it. They are watching it because they believe in it. And that this can be a format that so many people believe in shows how absurd straight passing privilege is. That this is looked at as legitimate. That these people can just fucking go on a goddamn reality show and find love. And we all buy into it. It's legitimate. Like, I literally cried when James Taylor was sent home because I was so angry at the fact that JoJo affirmed him after only a few weeks of knowing him, and then took it back essentially by not picking him. And I'm just really fucking I'm angry about that. I'm so angry about that. I spent so much of my life just angry about straight privilege. And The Bachelorette reinforces that. This is The Bachelor, obviously. And that this is something that is accepted. And that basically, a straight person can do whatever the fuck they want when it comes to love and relationships. And it's legitimate. And how queer people have to struggle to even gain any kind of legitimacy. And then even after that, now, since marriage equality became a thing, legalized last year countrywide, I hear more and more straight people talking about how, well, we don't even need marriage. What's marriage anyway? Alternative families, which has been a queer thing forever. And so, straight people are willing to give up the sanctity of marriage when they no longer feel like it's anything that they need. And so they're bestowing these gifts on us. And I love The Bachelorette. I'm going to, close to that because I started with how much I hate it. I love it. I really do. Because as fucking absurd as it is, there is a part of me that is not cynical about it. I do believe these people, a lot of them, do believe that this is something that works. But I hate myself for loving The Bachelorette and The Bachelor because I know that that reality is not for me. I know that that reality is not something I will ever be able to achieve. And it's not because, you know, obviously majority of people wouldn't, but you know what? If you're straight, or if you're straight passing, you're told that that can happen for you. And that angers me. I feel like I could use something to let me know it'll be okay. And, you know, that does not exist. And so when I watch The Bachelorette, I hate it because it's so fucking ridiculous. I love it because it gives me some kind of weird idea of what is possible in the absurd and surreality of the whole thing. But I hate myself for buying into it and for knowing that it's not for me. I am not the intended audience. And, you know, I think interesting that I would continue watching it. When it just reminds me of my marginalization. So, that's it. I'm going to end right there because we're almost at 12 minutes and, you know, this stops at 15. Maybe next week will be funnier. This was a lot more intense, this episode. But this also, part of the reason I started to think about this, aside from the fact that I was watching The Bachelor, is because JoJo, when she goes on her date with Luke, is talking about how, what she literally says, Luke's for sure a man. No fucking shit. What does that mean? So heteronormativity and, you know, gender normativity and, you know, gender performance, and it's just, you know, a constant reminder of how little the world is for you. And, you know, that kind of sucks. And, you know, especially when you don't have any queer friends who can identify. I don't like it when straight people tell me, oh, I've been heartbroken too. It's not the same, guys. It's just not the same. But I can't expect you to understand, you know? I can expect you to understand, like, a little bit, but I can't understand. You can't have, like, full comprehension. You just can't unless you've been marginalized in that particular way, right? And I don't know. It's a conversation probably not to be had on a Queer Watches The Bachelorette. But it's things I've been thinking about, you know, all the time. But especially when I watch The Bachelorette. You know, next week is home visit, so hopefully it'll be peppier. I'm sure it'll be even, like, more horrifying to me in terms of its gender norms and its heteronormativity, but that's okay. You know, I'm working with the children now, and so we're gonna definitely tackle some of this stuff later in the week, and so at least I'll be able to indoctrinate them so that it's a better world. You know, so that they don't watch The Bachelorette, you know, my little queer kids, and feel so left out. Bye!